Hello students, today we will be studying chi-square test, which is the last topic of this unit. Chi-square, it is written like this, chi-square, and it is denoted in this form, in this symbol like this. It is something like reverse of 6 and then cross line. The pronunciation of chi-square is like that, chi as a speaking. Chi-square test is measurement of magnitude of difference between observed frequency and expected frequency. Observed frequency is denoted as F0, expected frequency is Fe, it is Fo actually, of two independent attributes. Fo is observed frequency, Fe is expected frequency. In other words, we can also say chi-square test examines, it does some analysis, examines the association of independence between two sample sets of attributes. There can be any two sample sets and we have to find whether they are correlated with each other or they are independent to each other. So that is something we are going to study in chi-square test. We study in chi-square association of two sets of attributes where chi-square comes greater than, calculated value of chi-square comes greater than table value of chi-square, and then independence of two sets of attributes where calculated value of chi-square comes less than table value of chi-square. So these two things we are going to study. I will be taking some examples and you will be very clear on that. Our null hypothesis though will be like hydroxychloroquine HCQ is not effective for corona. Suppose that is our null hypothesis. Technically it will be like that. HCQ and corona are independent to each other. That means they are not effective. Corona going somewhere and HCQ is going somewhere else. So whether this fact is coming or not, that we have to study. Then what will be happening? Calculated value of chi-square will be coming either less than table value or calculated value of chi-square will be coming greater than table value of chi-square. So if it is coming less than table value of chi-square, that means they are dependent to each other. And if they are dependent to each other, that means HCQ is not useful. That means our null hypothesis will be accepted because that is going to be our null hypothesis. That they are independent to each other. That means it is not useful. And it will be not useful only when the calculated value of chi-square is coming less. And if calculated value of chi-square is coming greater than table value of chi-square, that means it is not interdependent. That means HCQ is going to be useful for the corona disease. And that means we will be rejecting the null hypothesis because null hypothesis itself was saying that they are independent to each other. That means HCQ is not going to be effective for corona. So that will be the very latest example I have given you only to make you understand things better. Now we will be taking questions. Then we will be, once again I will be explaining that and it will be very clear to you. Now we are coming to conditions. Conditions in which this chi-square test is applied. The first condition is n should be less than 50. It may be like in our questions n is lesser than even 50, but that is only for your understanding. But in practice, the number of items should be at least 50, then chi-square test should be applied. Then second is our observed frequency, whatever comes, that should be greater than 5. So it should have some good number of observed frequency and it should be greater than 5. And if it is less than 5, then yes correction may be applied. That I will be telling you in my questions. The third condition, or you can say assumption, is that data should not be in form of percentage. Percentage and square. like 10 square, 10 to the power 4. It should not be in this form even in higher power, like 10 cube, 10 to the power 7, or percentage, 7%, 8%, 15%. It should not be in form of percentage, it should be in form of fixed number. Then the data should come out of random sampling. The data should be mutually exclusive given to each other. So these are some of the conditions where chi-square test is applied. Now the question is how to do that. So the first step is you have to take null hypothesis that will be independent, and after that FO will be given to you in question. So FO is given, then FE we have to calculate in certain way that I will be telling you through examples, and then FO minus FE, and then square of that is FO minus FE square. After that FO minus FE square divided by FE, the total of that will be sigma FO minus FE whole square by FE. That will be our calculated value of chi-square. Calculated value of chi-square. And then now coming to table value or critical value, we have to see degree of freedom and level of significance as we have seen in t-test also, and then we will find table value. Now calculated value and table value are compared with each other, and after comparison we find calculated value is greater than table value. Then that means data depends upon each other and our hypothesis is false. When chi-square is coming more, that means some medicine is effective. That is why expected and observed are different. Okay. And if calculated value is less than table value, that means data is independent and hypothesis is true. So this is the flow chart for calculation of chi-square. Two examples we will come to know this once again. Now take an example. In our question, treatment is given with HCQ, and to some patients we have not given treatment. So what is happening, when we had given treatment of HCQ, then 25% are still remaining positive, and with the treatment 775% are negative. And when we are not giving treatment, then 225% are positive and still 225% are remaining negative with some other medicines. So we have to find, or in some other way you can say, or we have to find FO. So these figures are actually observed frequencies. So these are our FOs: 25, 775, 225, 2250, and the total is given in this side, that is marginal one. This plus this is 800, this plus this is 2450, 25 plus 225 is 250, 775 plus 2225 is 3000, and this is 3250. So in short, FO we have got, 4 FOs we have got, 4 FOs. Now what we have to find? We have to find FE. So we will be starting with null hypothesis that data is independent and HCQ is not effective. That is, the meaning interpretation of data is independent is HCQ is not effective. Otherwise data would have been dependent. So we will find FE. FE should be in proportion to HCQ and no HCQ. Means the persons who are given treatment and the persons who are not given treatment, the F is positive and negative should be in equal proportion. Why I am saying so? Because HCQ is not effective. That means it should be in the same proportion. So I have taken that. Out of 3250, positives are 250. You can see. Out of 3250, positives are 250. So out of 800, because I have to fill this particular this data. So out of 800, what will be the positive? 250 into 800 by 3250. That is coming to 61.53. You can say 62. Now what is happening? Only one number we have to find, other numbers we will be getting. When the data is 2 by 2, you can see 2 by 2. Then only one number we have to find. How? So I have written this thing once again, and these are known numbers. Okay, so I encircled that and written also known number. This is found number, we have found from this place. This is found number, this is found number, We have found from this particular calculation. After this calculation, now it is very easy. 800 minus 62 will be 738. This one we have got. 250 minus 62, 188. This one we have got. 3000 minus 738 now. 738 we have already got now. 738 is 2260. So all in all these four data, 62, 738, 188, 2262. These are our FEs, and our FOs are 25, 775, 225, 225, 2225. So these are FOs and these are FEs. Then we move to calculation. Now, FO is given in the question, FE we have already found, and then FO minus FE, that will be 25 minus 62, 37, 225 minus 188, 37, 775 minus 738, 37, 225 minus 2262 is 37. First and fourth figure are negative and second and third are positive. But it does not carry any importance because we have to take ultimately square, because we have to find the deviation, the difference. Square we have taken, and then FO minus FE whole square divided by FE we have taken. So here FE is 62, that we have taken. That is FE is 188, we have taken 188. FE is 738, we have taken 738. FE is 2262, we have taken 2262. We have found that. Now, the total of this, after these calculations, we have got 22.08, 7.28, 1.85, 0.60. The total of that, the summation of that is 31.81, and that is our chi-square, calculated value of chi-square. Now, coming to table value of chi-square at 5% degree of freedom. Generally, in the table type of question, you will be given with table value, because in most of the tables available, it is not given actually. So, in question it is already given. So, it will be given in the question 3.84. Okay, chi-square. Now, our analysis is chi-square of calculated value, you can see 31.81 is much greater than table value 3.84. That means data is dependent. That means HCQ, the medicines we are given, is effective. That means our null hypothesis is false and it is rejected. So that is how this chi-square works. Now you can see one interesting thing. To just understand the concept, expected is 62. That means in the proportion, in the theory of proportion, it should come 62, but the patients are coming 25. That is why the difference is 37, and that in proportion to 62, that means in the square value it is coming as 22.08. So that is very interesting because the difference is very huge. Here itself you can understand that our null hypothesis is going to be rejected. It is false and the medicine is effective. Because in proportion, the patients which should have come as 62, they are coming as 25. Why? They are coming as 25. Because medicine is working. So that is how it can be understood also on the basis of conceptualness. And then now we will be coming to Yates correction. Now we are coming to Yates correction. The condition is any frequency should not be less than 5. Okay, that should actually happen. Otherwise, chi-square shows inflated value. If any frequency is showing less than 5, like in this case, then what we have to do? We have to add 0.5 to the cell frequency which is less than 5. And then we have to adjust the remaining frequencies accordingly. How you can see? Actual frequency FO without correction. That example I had given 16397. These four are frequencies, observed frequencies, FOs, and these are marginal values, the total of that. Now what is happening? Here it has got value of 3, that is less than 5. Then what we have to do? Nothing, we have to just first add this 3 plus 0.5, that is 3.5. And as you know, the total should come as 19. After that, we will deduct the same value 0.5 from the above. That is 16 minus 0.5, that is 15.5. The value, the total of these two should come as 19. And then again here we have subtracted, then we will add here. So that 9 plus 0.5, 9 is here, 9 plus 0.5, that is 9.5. The total should come as 25. Then again we have to subtract here. See, plus, minus, minus. Again you have to subtract from here. 7 minus 0.5, that is 6.5. That is coming as 16. And the marginal total is adjusted. That is total. That is what they have written. Adjust the remaining frequencies accordingly. So we have adjusted the remaining frequencies accordingly and we have added 0.5. So it will give a clearer and more accurate picture. So this is Yates correction. Actual FO you have got and then corrected FO you have got. You will be using this FO for your question. And FE you will find accordingly as it is explained in the earlier question. And then you will come to chi-square and then you can come to analysis part of that. So this will be the corrected FO. This is a small correction that Yates has given. Now we are coming to table 3 by 3. Here some of the values we have to find. We have to find actually 4 values for calculation of FE. And other 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 values will be getting. So how? This is example of FO. This will be given in your question. There are 3 tables, 1, 2 and 3. Here also it is 3 by 3, A, B, C. So 34, 10, 16, these are FO figures. These are total figures. 74, 70, 106, 250, 80, 110 and 60 are total figures. The FOs are 34, 10, 16, 25, 35, 50, 15, 25 and 40. Now we have to get FEs. So the calculation is simple. We have to take a proportion. Like out of 250 total, if criteria 1 total is 74, then naturally criteria 1 is also divided in 3 parts A, B and C, and their total value is 60, 110 and 80. So the proportion will go like this. Out of 250, if we are getting value of 74, then out of 60, what value we will be getting? So that is what is written here. Out of 250, in A1 grade, A1 criteria, the FO is 74. So out of 60, what it should be? It should be 74 into 60 by 250. I have given you simple calculation. Okay. So that is away from books actually. So it will give you a very clear proportionate, on the basis of proportionate principle, you will be getting these values. Let us come to that. Out of 250 it is 74. So out of 60 it will be 74 into 60 by 250. That is coming to 18. 18 we have written here. Then case is the next case. Now we are coming to the second portion, that is B1. What is B1 actually? B1. B1 this, and the total of this is 74. So out of 250, if it is 74, then B1 means here out of 110 what we should be getting. It is as simple as that. So out of 250, FO is 74, then what it should have been out of 110, that calculation. 74 into 110 by 250. That is coming to 32.56 and taken as 33. That is the second one. Now we are coming to A2. A2. A2 is out of 250, A2 is 70. You can see A2. A2 is 70. See, 70. So out of 60, what we should be getting? Out of 60, because A is here. Out of 60, what we will be getting? 70 into 60 by 250. That is coming to 16.8 and 70. The last one is B2. Out of 250, the total of A2 is 70. So out of 110, what it will be? 70 into 110 by 250. That is 30.8. That is 31. It may look difficult, but it is very easy. We have to take proportionate value. If you are able to know about the concept of proportion, you can do it in your own way also. There is no problem. So that is 31. So we have got these figures 18, 17, 33 and 31. The remaining figures will be getting 60 minus 18 minus 17 or you can say under bracket 60 minus 18 plus 17, that is bracket closed, that is 25. Here 74 minus under bracket 18 plus 33, that comes to 23. These are completed. Here 17 minus under bracket 17 plus 30, 17 plus, it should be plus, 17 plus 31, that is coming to 22. And then after that 18 minus 23 minus 22, we are getting this figure. And here also 110 minus under bracket 33 plus 31, ultimately we are getting to 46. So we will be getting FE's corresponding values to FO's. FO is first part, FE is second part. Corresponding value will be 34, 18, 10, 17, 16, 25, 25, 33, 35, 31, and then 50, 46, 15, 23, 25, 22, and 40, 35. You will be making questions like I had already told you in the first part, FO minus FE, then square of that, and then divided by FE, and then we will be taking the summation value, and it will be calculated with, it will be compared with the critical value or table value. This is how, as you are making 2 by 2 table, you will be making it in 3 by 3 table. Now in the next topic we will be coming to straight questions also. Then again I will be making complete one more question for you in the straight. So it will be enough for you. Now we will take a question which is very straight one. And here we have to examine chi-square with level of significance of 5%. In the question it will be given days, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday and Sunday. The days are total 7. And number of accidents what take place. So here it is 17, 16, 15, 14, 19, 25, 27. And then now we have to find FE. So what we have to do, we have to take total of FO. So sigma FO is 133. So FE will be sigma FO by N. That is 133 by 7, that is 90. So that sigma FE we have to place here in all 7 days. And now we have to calculate FO minus FE. 17 minus 19 minus 2, 16 minus 19 minus 3, 15 minus 19 minus 4, 14 minus 19 minus 5, 19 minus 19 0, 25 minus 19 6, 27 minus 19 8. And then we have to take a square value of that. So 2 square 4, 3 square 9, 4 square 16, 5 square 25, 6 square 36, 8 square 64, and 0 is of course there. Okay, and then we have to take total of that. Sigma FO minus FE whole square, that is 154. Our formula is chi-square is summation of FO minus FE square divided by FE. Because our FE is common 19, so we don't have to calculate 7 times, we can calculate the total of that divided by 19. So our calculated value of chi-square is coming to 8.10. Now we have to compare this calculated value with table value or critical value. So we take two aspects, degree of freedom and significance level. Degree of freedom of course is n minus 1, that is 7 minus 1 6, and significance level is 5% as given in the question. Even if it is not given, then you have to take 5%. So we will be getting, through table we will be getting 12.592. So what is happening? This is our table value. Our calculated value is 8.10. So 8.10 is less than 12.592. Our calculated value is less than table value. Our null hypothesis are accidents are evenly distributed. Accidents are placed evenly irrespective of days. Number of accidents are more or less same. So that is our null hypothesis. Now what is happening? Calculated value is coming lesser than table value. That means two data are same. When these two data are same, that means accidents are evenly distributed. And that means our null hypothesis is accepted. Null hypothesis is accepted. Null hypothesis is accepted. So here our null hypothesis is accepted. Now what is happening here in this question, I have taken Saturday and Sunday, the cases are more. Okay, but still the answer is coming as accidents are evenly distributed. If deviations would have been here, instead of 17 it would have been 24, then again 14, something 25, again 10 or 8, then the answer would have come that accidents are not evenly distributed. So that means what their explanation is, few exceptions might be there, but otherwise it is accepted. Say, it can be called as limitation also of chi-square, but that will be a debatable point. So in this question, that will be the solution. So we have already understood different type of chi-squares. We have taken table 2 by 2, we have taken table 3 by 3, we have taken Niel's correction, and then we have taken linear question of all days and we have compared that. So with this, your chi-square is also completed and your unit 4 of quantitative technique BBA syllabus is completed, and otherwise also this chi-square will be important for other courses like operation research and so many other courses. So thank you very much. Thank you.